Evening people, welcome back to the channel. Sorry we're a tiny bit late, just having a little bit of trouble getting CJ in the room. I can't get him in the chat, just give me 1 second. I've got no invite so I can't. I've tried adding him to a chat. It won't allow me to start a party chat with him. It's bizarre. Let me, just 1 second. Just shut my chat down and then see if I get another invite from CJ. Leave that party. Right, let's just get back on track. Let's not give you lot any hassle. I can't, I don't know what to do about CJ. Oh, okay, so CJ's getting the invite, but it's not allowing him in. It's saying it won't work for some reason. Still trying to figure this out. We have only got 10 minutes of quali. And a 40-minute race tonight. It is, sorry I'm a little bit flustered now because I'm trying to get CJ in the room, just trying to think about that as well as getting the stream running and all the rest of it. It's all a little bit chaotic. So let me explain what's going on. Tanso Racing have set this one up. They have got all the different sim racing groups that we know of all hooked up together, and 2 drivers from each, and they battle it out for a 5-week league to try and see who's the best of the best. Let me just have one more quick look to see if I've got anything from CJ. No, nothing from CJ, no invites at all. Alright, we'll just have to deal with it as we go. Mikey, evening. Rapscallion, I like it. Yeah, sorry, we're just struggling to get CJ in the room. We have already started quali, so let me just flick through names, etc. and teams. That's the wrong chat. So yes, it is team versus team. Battle of the groups. Right, so teams, we've got Tanso Racing, we've got MRC or Mature Racing Club, we've got SimFX Racing, P1 Race Community, Team ESR, that's Elder Sim Racing, yes, we've got CRT or the Charlatan Race Team, and Next Gen Racing as well. So that's the teams, the drivers for each of those teams. Tanso have got Scrabo and Obi-Wan, TRG Obi-Wan. MRC have got Potter McPot 79 and PAV 46. SimFX we've got BQS, what is his name now? On my list it says Snake and Bake, but that's not his name, it's VQS Dawson, SneakyUS Dawson. And Sweaty Keg, I'm liking that name, that's for SimFX. P1 drivers, we've got P1 Dylan and P1 Don. Team ESR, we've got Scrapdrifter and Scott Fenton. For CRT, we've got Mrs. Miggins and Gmarge 21, and for Next Gen, we've got G4Z Hirokram and TNR Philo. So that is teams. Let's get ourselves on track. Turn the usual nonsense on. Yes, I'm just hoping I see a bit of an invite from CJ pop up on my screen at some point, but it's not looking promising at the minute, unfortunately. So we are live from Monza tonight for round 1 of this team versus team battle. As I said, 2 drivers per team, battling it out for 5 weeks. Round 1 live at Monza. We've also got next week Interlagos, following week Spa, Laguna Seca, and then Red Bull. So make sure you stick around and stay for the whole series. Right, let's turn that off. VQS Dawson currently holding top spot. All the drivers driving the GR3 Hyundai Genesis. So it's 3/4 of a second quicker than anyone else at the minute is VQS Dawson. Halfway through quali already. Oh, sorry, it's a 15 minutes, 15-minute quali. Okay, that might give me a little bit more time to try and get CJ in the room. So I might have to dive out of this one. Sorry, people, I'm not keeping up with the chat. I'm trying to watch the screen and pay attention to the stuff. And this party is open. Try joining that one. I tried, mate, but I've got no invite. Let me just look. Okay, one more try. Okay, let me go and have a look. There we go. There we go. I've got an invite. We're in. This invitation can no longer be used. Oh my god! CJ, what's going on? Hold on. CJ's party. CJ, I can see you on screen, but I can't. CJ, I got another invite. Hold on. Is that a new invite? Yes. CJ? Why can't I hear you? Ah! I've got something. Ah, yes, you're in. Great. People, you'll have to tell me whether you can hear CJ, because it's CJ's party chat. How we doing, CJ?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if people on chat can. Oi! VQS Dawson.
Yeah,
I see swear words. I see swear words. Right. So, VQS Dawson, sorry, CJ, welcome CJ, sorry about all the hassle, I don't even know what's going on. So CJ's co-host tonight, I was going to mention that, but yeah, we just got fuddled trying to get him in the room and stuff. So how are you, CJ, alright?
Yes, mate, I'm all good, and I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be an interesting night of racing. We've got some of the best in the room tonight, so hard one to predict.
It is. So, right, let me just have a quick flick through then, because I have been spent 7.5 minutes trying to get you in the room and start the stream and all sorts of stuff. It's been a bit of a panic, to be honest. So VQS Dawson then leading 146.5 at the minute. Hirakram not far off him, quarter of a second, 146.8. Philo in third, 146.8 for Philo. TRG Obi-Wan, he's sitting in fourth, 147.2. Potter McPot in fifth, he's on a 147.6. Sweaty Keg, 147.9. I'm going to enjoy saying that name. P1 Don on a 147.9 in seventh. G Marge 148.2 in eighth. P1 Dill.
Oh, we're into quality already, are we?
We are, yes, yeah. They weren't hanging about. Yeah,
Good. No, I didn't want them to.
Weren't hanging about for you, mate. P1 Dylan in 10th. He's on a 148.2. Scrabo, he is on a 152.1 for Scrabo. Ghosting out as well. Mrs. Miggins 13th. So no hot lap yet. So Monza circuit then, CJ. What do you think?
Yes.
Well, technical man, you've driven it more than I have, I'm sure.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a power circuit. They're all in the same car, so it is purely down to how the drivers have it. All the a load of straights separated by really slow, either 90-degree turns or chicanes. It's all going to be about how the drivers handle that. So, not necessarily the entry speed to the corner, but the exit speed. Especially when you're looking at Variante Ascari, Della Roggia. When you're looking at corners like that and you've got big sort of straights following it, the drivers that come out on top, especially in quali, are the ones that handle that better. And, of course, get a good slipstream. Because, as we've all seen in the F1, it's all about the slipstream.
It certainly is here. The longer, nice long straights for the drag to work its effect. position changes as yet. Why is everything stopping? Stop it.
I'm just looking. Dawson's popped in a 46.5. Hirakram, who is one of the next gen lads, he races in the Thursday night McGann's.
Sorry, CJ, we just got Sweaty Keg getting it wrong. Out of Degner 2.
So that again, that will be Sweaty Keg just trying to push a little bit on the exits. But the Hyundai Genesis does have a bit of a understeer habit under throttle, so you've got to balance the throttle a little bit mid apex and just hope it doesn't push too wide. Getting the best time on quali means you need to get that right. So Sweaty Keg probably just pushed it a little bit too far there. He's already popped 47.5 on the board, so that's a good lap. It looks like he's trying to get low fuel in, so they've got about 4 minutes left. Enough time for him to come in, get the repairs done, get back out and get another hot lap in there. So all is not lost for Sweaty Keg tonight.
No, he's just come in now. So, okay, why isn't the live chat coming up? Here we go. Not that I can keep up with that. 27 of you lot all yawping away. So he's back out, had that damage repaired, fresh set of racing super softs on. At some point, let me talk through lobby settings. No, that's not that page. This page. Too many things. So tyre wear is at ×5, fuel is at ×3. It is BOP on, which is balance of power, which means all the cars are set up the same. Tuning is prohibited, again, so all the cars are set up the same. Damage is on heavy, which does mean a trip to the pits if they do pick up damage. If it's on light, it does repair itself, but when it's on heavy, it does mean a trip to the pits to get that fixed. They can use any tyre between racing hard and racing super softs. They are allowed to use ABS and other on assists. ABS allowed, other assists prohibited. That's pretty much lobby settings. So yeah, we've got this 15 minutes quali, which we've got about 2 minutes left of, into a 40-minute race. Next Gen, evening, how you doing? We'll see how everyone's getting on. Let's have a quick flick through.
Just about to say the P1 guys have started to represent, so we've got Don and Dylan both setting really good laps, sort of in the 47s, both 47.2 for Don, 47.0 for Dylan. So Dylan's got himself on the second row of the grid, and that's where you want to be at Monza. You don't actually want pole, because Dawson's got engine damage. The chances of getting slipstreamed and overtaken down into turn 1 really high, so Dylan's in a really good spot now.
Yep, turn 1 at Monza, always a little bit of a controversial spot. It'll either go really well or really badly. We will have to wait and see. Yes, VQS Dawson picking up damage then. Just rolling slowly back to the pits to get that repaired. P1 Dylan has got himself up into second with a 146.6. Yeah,
he was slipstreaming Sweaty Keg from that lap, so that helped him out a little bit. Low fuel, but a good lap, a really good lap from Dylan, and second row of the grid, first row of the grid. But again, he might not want that because he's now going to be getting Philo slipstreaming in down the main straight, and with a little bit less than a minute left. It's certainly going to mean there's going to be a lot of congestion down into
Well, VQS Dawson has just left the lobby as such. He's left the race at least, the quali.
Yeah, they're just going out to do a reset, so he'll be back in. And I'd imagine he needs to anyway. Needs to get out the pits and past sector 1.
He's got to,
because
if he loses his pole.
If he stays there, he'll lose his pole. Yeah. Dawson doesn't want pole, Ghost Realms get saying. But he doesn't want to be dead last either, mate. So
that's a good point. That's a good point. Right, let's see if we can get. No, we've not got enough time. We have ticked over the 15 minutes quali. going to go on board for a bit of a lap, but I'm just worried that the race might start, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah, we'll do that when the chaos has calmed down a little bit.
And everyone's figured out where they are on track. Yeah, Dawson is back out on track, so he's just coming up to this first timing line now, regain his top spot. And there it is. He's only a tenth quicker than P1 Dylan. So all drivers pretty much pulled over now. There's some good liveries on these cars tonight.
Yeah, they've pulled it out of the bag with the liveries. I'll give them that. Some really nice looking cars flying around tonight. No doubt Sykes has been on the next gen ones.
I can imagine. He is the livery guru.
The CRT lads, Damo, the CRT lads at the minute are P11. And who else is the other CRT driver? Sorry, it was switched around on me.
G-Marge,
I've got it all here. G-Marge and me. So the P11 and P12 at the minute, Damo, but very close in pace.
And they might benefit, as we've mentioned before, turn one can be a little bit chaotic. If it all kicks off in turn one and they're sort of near the back of the pack, I mean they can just slip through and gain a few places in turn one. We'll have to wait and see.
Correct. Yeah, spot on. I mean, if you're at the back of the pack, you've got a higher chance of missing the carnage that if there is going to be any, it'll affect the top drivers. So not bad starting spots. 40-minute race. Lots of chances to lose it, and obviously they can save the fuel at the back as well. So
US Dawson rolling down start finish straight.
Yeah.
He's not. He's got engine damage.
Oh no, he's got damage again.
Yeah. Right, so we are into the race. This is round one of the Battle of the Groups. 7 different sim racing groups fighting it out for this one. Let's see how we get on. Turn 1, there it is on screen. See, not very pretty. What camera angle is it going to give me for the start? Let's hope for a good one. So
Monza's normally alright. You normally get a nice big panny boy on Monza. The cameramen do earn the money.
There we go. We do get to see the lights. So standard grid start, false start in place, I believe. So the revs are up, the lights are on. It's a good start. There's someone stuck at the back. There's a couple of drivers stuck at the back. G-Marge and Scrabo.
A couple of drivers slow away. Scott Fenton doesn't appear to be moving at all, to be fair.
I don't even know if I've got Scott Fenton on my screen. VQS Dawson already under pressure by P1 Dylan. P1 Dylan losing a bit of speed through turn 2 though. That's allowed Hirakram to run at the side of him. 2 next-gen drivers in 3rd and 4th.
Good starts from everyone to keep it nice and clean. P1 Dylan really smart with his slipstreaming of Dawson, just keeping it nice and tidy. Does pick up a little bit of a penalty, but he can burn that off quite easily. So a good start really by everyone. No actual big drama.
No. Well, these are meant to be the best of the best from each sim racing group. Got Obi-Wan just trying to drop his penalty into Degner 2. Sweaty Keg trying to follow him through, not get involved in any grievance with him coming ghosted. That's not what we want to see. Potterman Pot in 9th. Yeah, couldn't get away from everyone. Let's have a quick run through then. P1 Dylan's got himself up into top spot ahead of VQS Dawson in 2nd. Quarter of a second between them at the minute. But P1 Dylan might find himself getting swamped down the start-finish straight. We'll see. VQS Dawson 2nd and Hirakram in 3rd. Philo 4th. P1 Dom 5th. Scrapped it Drifter in 6th. Got Obi-Wan running it wide through the final turn. Potterman Pot coming up the inside. Taking that 7th position off of Obi-Wan. So Potter to 7th. Obi-Wan now 8th. Sweaty Keg 9th. Pat 46 using that slipstream trying to go for an overtake. He's not able to do it.
Lead happening down into turn 1. Sorry to interrupt there, but
right.
Not much Dylan could do though. He was just getting absolutely swamped by Hirakram. Dylan's nearly losing out by that. He just about managed to save himself. But yeah, Dawson gets himself back up. Really clever car positioning from Dawson to get himself back up into that P1 spot.
Yeah, I did say he was going to get swamped, and it's well, he didn't get swamped, but he was under a lot of pressure. He's gone back for a move on VQS Dawson, trying to defend from Hirakram at the same time. I think it's time for a bit of onboard footage. Unfortunately, Scott Fenton has left the room. So we've lost a driver already. Obviously we've got connection issues or lobby issues, server issues or something. So VQS Dawson out front, just under half a second from P1 Dylan. P1 Dylan has got Hirakram all over his tailpipe running up this straight. Nowhere to go through the chicane. Big train of drivers following him through there. Dylan closing in on VQS Dawson. Again, going to go for a move. Dawson's decided to go inside. Dylan's trying to run around the outside. Hirakram's trying to keep his nose in there as well. So still quite tight.
A little bit further back. Keeping an eye on the battle between Obi-Wan and Potter.
Where is that?
Potter's just going to
go side by side.
Spot.
Yeah, so these two swapping places again. Looks like Obi-Wan might be able to hold on to this if he can outbrake Potter into this first turn. They're going to run side by side through it. So the driver between Potter and Obi-Wan. Potter just losing it on the second part of that chicane. Obi-Wan gaining that 7th place back, then Potter back down into 8th. So it's ninth, sorry, not 9th. Pav still unable to get past Sweaty Maybe it's a tactical move. He does go for a bit of a lunge. Backs out of it there though.
Oh, Dylan, we've got an incident with Dylan. I'm just going to have a look at it from race control to see if I can see what happened. So Dylan, who was running P2,
where is he?
Gets a little bit of a nudge.
He's down in 9th.
He was going into De La Rocha chicane. I'm just going to see if I can find out what happened to him.
Yes, unfortunately my replays don't work, people, for some reason. No matter what I do, it just takes me back to the start of the race. So let's just have another flick through then while CJ's looking at that. Hirakram then takes the lead of the race. What's happened to VQS Dawson? He's pushed himself down into 5th, so maybe a little bit of a coming together between those two.
He's got front damage. I want to use the power of assumption and say he just nudged into the back of P1 Dylan down at De La Rocha chicane. Dylan's got rear damage and Dawson's got front.
Yeah, it's looking like that's the case. Dylan getting a bit of a love tap off Dawson, then obviously pushed him wide. I would say into the Degners. Dylan into the pits then, going to get that damage repaired. He's going to get a fresh set of tyres as well. Hirakram then at 1.9 second lead from 2nd place P1 Don. P1 Don being put under pressure by TNR Philo though, trying to run side by side through the first turn. P1 Don just holding out. Philo has to slot himself back into 3rd. Scrap Drifter into 4th then. So top 4 pulled a bit of a gap from 5th place now. Potter Potts gaining position, still battling out with Obi-Wan for that, well, not for the same position. He holds on to 5th at the minute. Obi-Wan's 6th. Sweaty Keg still 7th. Pav still unable to get past him again, whether he's just using the slipstream and saving his tyres, saving his fuel. Wait and see. CRT Miggins sitting in 9th position. Marge in 10th. Teammates slipstreaming each other. VQS Dawson back out the pits then. Fresh set of racing, soft, damage repaired. He's gone for a full tank as well, out in 11th place. He's got 9.5 seconds.
Big winner, well, that's Scrap Drifter P4 now.
Well, Scrabo in 12th. P1 Dylan after his trip to the pits now in 13th place. We have still got 33 minutes remaining of this one, so plenty of time left.
Scrapdrift just pulled a absolutely lovely move down the parabolic around the outside on TNR Philo. Philo's gone a slipstream straight back to line, but Scrapdrifter's having a great race so far. He's up to P3.
So hope he can hold on to it. P1 Don has lost a bit of time actually to Hirakram in front, 2.4 seconds the gap. He's got a little bit of breathing room to now third place TNR Philo. He's taken that position back. Scrapdrifter then holding that fourth. Potomac Pot actually closing the gap, 1.1 seconds between Potter and Scrapdrifter. He's managed to drop Obi-Wan 2.1 seconds. No damage on Obi-Wan's car. Doesn't look like he's been off. Maybe just getting one of those turns slightly wrong. Pav 46 now going for a bit of a move on Sweaty Keg up the inside. He's got that position up into 7th then for Pav 46. He's got a little bit of a penalty to lose. As has Sweaty Keg now as well as they go into the Degners. Pav 46 actually going for a move on Obi-Wan as well through Degner 1, takes that 6th position. Now 2.7 back from Potter. We've got Obi-Wan hot on his tail though.
Great move there by Pav. The MRC boys have started to come into this race now. They were quite low down the field after the start. I just think they wanted to stay out of trouble. We've seen Pav and Potter make moves to the field, but Obi-Wan, great driving there for Obi-Wan, trying to hang it around the outside at Ascari.
Yeah, that's a great move.
I thought Pav had shut the door there, but he didn't. He kept the door open for him.
Some respectful racing going on. We have got Obi-Wan then, who slipped up past Pav 46. He's dragging CRT Miggins with him. Oh, Miggins actually clipping the back end of TRG Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan going out wide and clipping Pav 46. He's kicked off a little bit in this midfield pack. Pav 46 back up into 7th then. G-Marge has got through.
Replay at race control.
G-Marge has got through to 6th position. Managed to just slip through around the final turn. Pav 7th. TRG Obi-Wan now 8th. Dawson 9th. Gained a bit of time. Dylan 10th. Scrabo in 11th.
Word on P1 Don just setting his personal best sector times as we go through the race. He's keeping that gap to Hirakram nice and steady. P1 Don's actually building gaps over Philo as well. So after just setting a 47.9 last time, it's going even faster on aging super soft tyres. So he's having a great run today.
Losing a little bit more time to Hirakram though. I did watch Hirakram race on Monday night in the team versus GTFR. He won both races, pole position as well, so I know he's good. He's a good racer, he's good on his tyres. P1 Don's pretty good as well. Some of these drivers I haven't actually seen race, which is surprising because I cover most things. Philo, I've seen Philo, very good driver. Potomac Pot has got himself up into 4th position. What's happened to Scrapdrifter? Nothing. I think the tyre wear's just caught him out. Potomac Pot's managed to get through. He's only got a second to try and gain on TNR Philo in front. So Scrapdrifter losing a position. G-Marge still holding that 6th. He'll be quite happy about that. Were they 10th and 11th on the grid, or was it 11th and 12th?
Yeah, they've just kept the nose clean, really. They've just took advantage of other people having incidents. It was just clever driving by Scrapdrifter and G-Marge so far.
So Obi-Wan just losing a bit of time to Pav, 1.8 seconds down from him now. He's holding a bit of rear end damage. PQS Dawson 9th, still 2 seconds back from Obi-Wan. Plenty of breathing space behind. P1 Dylan 4.9 seconds back. And Sweaty Keg as well, losing positions. Oh, he's been in the pits 6.4. So did Sweaty Keg pick up damage? Or did he just come in for tyre change? I didn't see damage on him.
I didn't see either.
Oh, he's drifting the hell out of that. The Hyundai. I forgot what it was for a second. Miggins then rolling out the back of the pack at the minute. Front and rear damage for CRT Miggins. He's got a long way back to the pits as well. So Hiragram extends further, 3.4 seconds out front.
He can just control the race at his pace now. He's sort of managing fuel and tyres at the same rate as everyone else as well, so he's not burning any more resource than he needs to. He's just running it at his own pace, really, constantly mid-47s, which is a good race pace for these cars.
Yeah, Don, very similar situation. He's got 47s, 48 on his last lap. He has picked up a bit of a penalty there. And he has had the gap closed between himself and Philo. So less than a second between Don and Philo at the minute. Philo's actually got Potter pretty close to him as well. So we are on board with Philo looking at P1 Don. We've got Potter and Pot just in the background there. 0.6 seconds back. Philo again closing up on P1 Don. P1 Don still got a penalty to lose, as has Philo. Into Degner 1. Nice and tidily for both drivers. Into Degner 2. Again, very easy to run it wide on the second one. Awkward little turn. So close that gap up to 0.6 of a second, nearly 0.7. Potts unable to close that gap up on Philo, so no threat at the minute. Don loses a penalty there again. Philo able to close the gap up. He'll gain slipstream along this back straight and certainly down the start-finish straight. So we may see P1 Don lose this position. See Philo closing up as they come up to this final turn. Just stick with it and watch the overtake. Philo doesn't need to run himself wide, keep off that AstroTurf. So what is it, 0.3, just under 0.4 of a second. Will he be able to get the move done before the first turn? P1 Don's gone defensive. It's going to hold the line. Time there, Philo on the first part. Don a bit of breathing room. He's got that gap up back up to 0.6 of a second. Potter and Pot actually closed the gap up a couple of tenths as well. Scrap Drifter still holding on to fifth, 1.5 seconds back from Potter. Plenty of breathing room to sixth place, Pav 46, 6.3 seconds. He's now got VQS Dawson closing in on him. He's got himself up from 9th to 7th.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on Dawson the last couple of laps. He's set on second fastest lap.
Yeah,
they're just real paving. He's got the bit between his teeth, does Dawson, tonight.
I think you've goaded him into a lot of this, CJ, to be honest.
I might have had a hand in it. me and Potter have pretty much spent the day trying to wind him up. But he's pretty unflappable, Dawson. He's not, he's not one of the guys that can be battled that easily.
No.
He takes it all with good banter.
Well, I had been paying attention to the chat. I had seen what was being said and stuff, so yeah, I was aware.
Yeah, mostly just trying to battle him.
So Obi-Wan being pushed down to 10th position now. Rear end damage on that car. It's losing him time.
Battle between Philo and Don at the top. Smoker, sorry to interrupt, but it might be of interest to Philo and Don at the top now, battling our way through Parabolica.
Now side by side, looks like Philo's going to hold on to this one. Yeah, they are absolutely neck and neck coming down here. Can P1 Don, he rolls it round the outside, keeps the position, holds on to that second.
That was great driving by Don, but he just sacrificed his exit speed. He carried too much into the second phase, and he just couldn't get the power down as quick as Philo.
Philo's actually come back past him, taking that second position back already. So P1 Don down into third. That's all that's done is brought Potter and Potts back into this fight. It's now a three-way battle for second. Potter and Pot chucking in a purple sector there as well.
Potter will be loving this.
Yeah, right on P1 Don's tail. So we are on board with Potter McPotts, TNR Philo and P1 Don side by side as they go up towards Degner 2. Who's going to win out here? Side by side through it. Nowhere for Potter to go. The door slammed in his face. 2 cars in front. Too wide for him to get past. It's going to be 3 wide coming up here. Oh my god, I've got to change camera. Oh, Potter. Oh my days. Potter got 2 wheels on the grass. Nearly lost that. So Philo holds second, Don in third, Potter in fourth, although Potter and Don now side by side up this back straight. Don's carrying a little bit more speed, he's got the inside line as well. Potter's holding him to that inside edge though.
Potter will be best off just sitting back here and getting him down into turn 1.
Don's run himself a little bit wide through turn 1. And that is going to allow Potter to come through, although Potter comes in the pits now. Scrapdrifter follows him in. So he's going to replace those worn out Racing Super Softs, I would assume, with another set of Racing Super Softs.
Potter's going for the undercut here.
I think he is.
He's pitted a lap earlier than the 1-stop window predicted, so he's going to try and get a beast of an outlap in now and hopefully jump everyone else later on.
Well, he was getting held up a little bit by the battle between Philo and Don. In the meantime, G4Z Hirakram has now got 8 seconds over TNR Philo in second.
Yeah, well, that battling, I was watching the sector times and they were a second and a half down in the sectors just by fighting running side by side. So that's going to help Dawson out hugely, who he thinks, you know, might have to stop again, but he might just try and run the rest of the race now. So Dawson's a potential threat to come back as well. Yeah, he's just stuck it in there, and those guys fighting up ahead have slowed down enough to come back into play now. So Dylan might be trying the same thing as well. Obviously Dylan, who was running, you know, at that point early on in the race, got unfortunately knocked back down, spent most because he was racing P10. Might well now be trying to fight a resurgent comeback.
Definitely.
Though I'd imagine they'd stop again.
Oh yeah, with 20 minutes to go, yeah, 100%. Right, let me just give a quick shout out.
Might be time for a word from our sponsors as well.
Yeah, it might well be, if I can pull up the right damn thing. This is why I need a computer with all the pages just ready to go, CJ. Otherwise it doesn't work. Yes, a quick word from our sponsors. They've still disappeared. There they are. So this event is actually sponsored by Monster Wall Art. It's also sponsored by Trophy Monster and MK Designs as well. Links will be in description. So thank you very much for the assistance, chaps. Much appreciated. A lot of these sim racing groups are looking for a little bit of sponsorship here and there now. We'll just get some glory shots of Hirakram doing his thing. His gap is 7.1 seconds over TNR Philo now then. Still got that penalty to lose. P1 Don is hot on his tail though. Is there 0.6 of a second between those two? PQS Dawson 3.9 seconds down. So came in a lot earlier due to that damage. Picked up a set of tyres. He's got about half as much wear on his tyres as P1 Don in front. Maybe a little bit more than that. Oh, sorry, P1 Dylan in front. No, it wasn't Don in front. Dylan behind. Potter McPott then out of the pits in 6th position. Let's see what happens here.
Looking at Potter's fuel, he's now going to the end. So Hirakram obviously pits, and Potter's in a good position now. Got a good outline.
So he just comes around this final turn. He will move up the order as he comes past the pit entrance, but that will not necessarily mean he keeps the position. It depends depends on where Philo and Don get released. So Philo coming out now.
This is the move Potter needs. Potter needed to get past Philo. He's got the overspeed.
I think he has. I think he's going to carry the speed and take that position. Philo losing his penalty as he comes out of the pits as well. So out in 5th. P1 Don. He's out in 7th. He's taken on a full tank as well, has Don. So that puts Dawson up front at the minute. 7.5 second lead over P1 Dylan now. Quarter of a tank each. Dylan and VQS Dawson both stopping very on the same lap actually, because it was the same accident that caused the damage.
Problem for Dylan and Dawson now though, because everyone else has pitted, whatever they do they're going to come out in traffic. There's no gap for them to naturally filter out into, so it could go either way for them guys. It could work, it might not though, because I think they might have just stretched this a little bit too far. You know, trust them, we'll see what happens, but Dawson might just get away with it. Dylan might be in trouble coming out between a load of cars here.
But it will make for some good watching.
That it will.
That it will. So 7.5. Yes. Oh, he's in the pits now, is Dawson. He's going to try a stop now. He's still got plenty of fuel on board. Hopefully come out with the... I'd say he's going to come out about 6th or 7th maybe. Even further down than that. At least now, let's see where he does come back out. That's 4th just coming past. So 5th, 6th. Don, full race pace. Can Don carry the speed as Potter did a second ago? He does, so VQS Dawson does come out in the 7th position then. Right, up front, P1 Dylan. Got the lead of the race, 3.1 seconds, but again, yet to pit. And a penalty to lose. Losing time on those tyres to Hirokram behind, who's just pit. Fresh set of boots for him. Plenty of fuel on board.
Hirokram's setting personal best sectors as well. He's flying now.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent. He's only slowed down on a couple of laps. 148s for 9, 10 and 9, 10 and 11. Everything else has been a 47. But Potter McPott is up into 3rd position. Loses his penalty there as well.
Good place for Potter. We know he's pretty decent with his race strategies. He tends to usually be able to figure out what other people are doing and how he can benefit from it. So we might yet see a Potter on the podium. He's got a lot of fighting to do though, because he's going to have people on fresher tyres come up in the next 5 or 6 minutes. Kind of all about how he manages that.
He has got TNR Philo to worry about as well. He has driven and battled against him in the GR3 team versus team on Wednesdays. So he knows Philo's a quick driver. He's closing the gap on Potter as well. Potter up into 2nd. Who's that just come in the pits? Is that Dylan? Yeah, I think it was Dylan that's come in the pits.
It was Dylan, yeah. Dylan now out in P9. Just behind Pav. About a 4-second gap.
So Hirokram retains the lead of the race. Regains the lead of the race, 4.6 seconds. Little purple sector from him there as well. Potter McPott into 2nd. Is he going to have enough fuel to last the rest of this race, CJ, with that half tank? Everyone else seems to take on a full tank.
He will have to manage that very well. I don't know whether this counted him coming out in slipstream so he can save a little bit of fuel, so it might work in his favour to let Philo go and use him as an air hole basically and just save the fuel while he's behind another car. It's possible. He can do it. Philo's not got much more fuel than him, so these guys need to work together if they want a podium. Especially because you're going to have Dawson now, who's just getting past Scrap Drifter. He's 4 seconds shy. he doesn't have to worry about fuel, and Dawson will just be nailing it now.
That's right,
So,
he's running to the end of the race.
Philo and Potter need to work together.
Scrapdrifter on a very similar situation to Potter and Philo in front with the half a tank of fuel as well. So yeah, they may have to manage a little bit. P1 Don holding
Should be a crazy amount.
No. No, not at all. So G Marge then holding 7. So he's had a good race as G Marge.
He had kept his nose clean. Pretty much. So he's just took advantage of other people's mishaps and been in the right place at the right time, G Marge. So yeah, been quite impressed with his driving today.
I think he might have to stop for fuel. He's only got just over a quarter of a tank. Oh, there's contact between himself and P1 Don. Not too sure what happened there. I don't know whether he outbraked himself. Just clattered into the side.
Right now.
Just outbraked himself into the side of P1 Don.
Yeah. He kind of did it himself. So he went for a gap around the outside of P1 Don, and there wasn't really one there. So unfortunately for G-Marge, yeah, you called it straight away, Smoker. He just touched the grass, and when you're full on brakes on these cars, you bit of grass, that's it, turns you right round. So unfortunate for G-Marge, especially after I just said he'd been driving really well today. Commentator's curse, but
it's usually the case. He's probably listening to the stream. That's usually the case. Oh, you know.
I do apologise. So Dawson then, he's taking a little bit more time out of Potter. Last lap, Dawson was 6/10 quicker than Potter was.
Yeah.
6-7 times quicker, so
Potter has lost a bit of a penalty. He's still holding a little bit of a penalty, but he has lost a little bit. Oh, he's just dropped it, or trying to drop it around the final turn.
Potter needs to keep Philo's slipstream.
He's almost out of it at the minute. He's 1.1 seconds back. Although, well, it looked like Philo and Potter were both going to jump in the pits then, but both not. So Potter's still got his penalty to lose. He's lost another 2/10 to Philo in front. VQS Dawson behind, only 2.7 seconds. And again, he's not going to worry about fuel.
46.6. He's flying.
He is.
Absolutely flying at the minute.
He's, like you say, he's not going to worry about tyre or fuels now to the end of the race. Scrapdrifter doing alright, still holding on to 5th. P1 Don under no pressure at all at the minute. Will he be able to close up that gap on Scrapdrifter? Let's have a look, 1.7 seconds, we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly will, gains 3/10, 4/10 through there. Oh, picks up a penalty, chops the corner off, that's why. So Pav 46, pretty uneventful for Pav. I think he's been sitting mid-pack most of the race. He's only really had a bit of a battle with, who was he fighting out with? Sweaty Keg for a few laps at the start.
Yeah.
And then that fizzled out for a little bit. P1 Dylan, unfortunately, sitting in 8th position at the minute, picking up damage, unable to get through, unlike VQS Dawson, who's pummeled his way through the rest of the pack. Sweaty Keg holding 9th position. He has got Obi-Wan in the background. Obi-Wan just dropping his penalty as he comes up to chicane. Through there, nice and cleanly, drops that penalty. G-Marge now 11th, so he's been in the pits, fresh set of boots, and just over half a tank. CRT Miggins in 12th, half a tank, and he's gone for the racing softs actually, interesting choice. He'll be running to the end now as well. And Scrabo, again very similar, he'll be running to the end of the race, fresh set of racing super softs, almost 3/4 of a tank for Scrabo. We have lost. Was it Scott Fenton, Rob Fenton? We've lost a driver.
Yeah, he just didn't get started on the grid. It's usually signpost a connection issue. But yeah, he didn't get himself going, unfortunately. So that is unfortunate for him. But there's sometimes there's no way to predict that. Just worth keeping an eye on the Potter v Dawson fight. I've just been watching it for the last lap. Dawson's really reeled up. Potter's just made a little bit of a mistake now.
Yeah, Dawson going up the inside into Daytona 2. And keeps that position. Now he's got to go defensive from Potter and Potts. Although, wrong way, sorry, he's on the a lot fresher set of Racing Super Soft versus Potter. Potter needs to stick in the slipstream of Dawson as well. If Dawson looking to close up on Philo, which he is, can possibly drag Potter along for the ride. Turn it into a right old punch-up in the last few minutes of this race.
You can tell that Potter's just having to be careful of his fuel now.
I think Philo might have to do
7
the same
minutes
thing.
to go. Yeah. And I think he just realised that last lap because his lap 17 was a second slower than his lap 16, so he had a lap to break the toe from Potter. He flew and he's just put 49.2 in, so yeah, Philo is definitely in managing mode right now.
Yep. Let's keep an eye on those revs on some of these turns. Although whether he decides to put the hammer down now, he's got Dawson and Potter closing right up on him. So they are pretty much bumper to bumper now. Into Curva Grande. Dawson looking to make moves on Philo, trying to run around the outside. He's got him down to the chicane. Dawson takes second then. Great drive from Dawson after that damage early on. He's battled hard to get back through the pack. Made his way up into second place on the podium. Philo third. Potter and Potts now fourth. Nearly a second back. So again, I think the fuel saving stroke tyre wear starting to kick in for Potter and Philo. Philo will benefit a little bit from
Potter's
Dawson's
not in a
toe.
bad spot. Scrap Drifter behind him's in exactly the same situation that Potter is. The risk for these guys is P1 Don, because if Scrap Drifter and Potter have to pit, P1 Don, who's making a move on Scrap Drifter right now, is primed and ready.
Down the outside, takes that fifth position off of Scrap Drifter. He's still got 8 seconds to catch up with Potter McPott. Got plenty of fuel on. His tyres are pretty good as well. We'll see whether he can close that gap up.
It's a lot to ask, 8 seconds in 5 minutes, but if Potter and Philo have got to seriously manage fuel levels now, Potter being out with the toe of the cars in front especially is vulnerable to that. He's now dropping nearly 2 seconds a lap now, so he's really slowing down his part.
Philo on the other
doesn't
hand,
have to worry.
Philo on the other hand is keeping it neck and neck with VQS Dawson. Dawson definitely got plenty of fuel to go to the end of the race. Philo has only got a quarter of a tank. We'll see where that lasts him. Potter McPott now 2.2 seconds back. Let's get that gap to Don. Don's on 7.4 seconds back from Potter. Scrap Drifter now 1.5 seconds back, and got Pav closing up as well, only 1.5 seconds back. Very worn out tyres though for Pav 46.
This late of the race, so concentration can wade. All it's going to take is, I mean, we just saw slightest mistake from Potter at the Lesmo there, that left Dawson right through. Pav's in the right spot. As long as he's in the race, he's still got a chance. Same for Dylan. Dylan's been one of the most unlucky drivers today with his early incident.
Yeah.
So looking for redemption definitely later on in the championship as well.
He's made up a position since we last looked. He was in 9th, he's now in 8th, and he is hot on the tail of Pav 46. Pav 46 still unable to close that gap up on Scrap Drifter. Oh, he's run himself a little bit wide as well as Pav. Tyre wear really kicking in. P1 Dylan closing up. Be under threat down the start-finish straight for sure, will Pav 46. There'll be nothing he can do about P1 Dylan's attack. Going down the inside already then, P1 Dylan.
Unlikely to amount to much, but I've just been keeping an eye on Hiragram. He's lapping in the mid-48s. Dawson's lapping in the mid to high 46s. We've got 2 laps left. The gap's 4.8. It's possible.
It is.
It's possible Dawson could get this. He's got to just get the hammer down though. Hurricane's just in cruise control now.
Original Billy. Seconds. Why am I getting a load of static interference? So we've not got kicked out of the lobby at the last second. I've had it before. He's getting 3/10 on him. It's 4.5 seconds. TNR Philo just in the background there in third. Potter Pot just coming through. Damon 2 in fourth. We've got P1 Don in the background. 5th position, 6 seconds back from Potter Pot. No threat from Scrap Drifter, now 3.1 seconds back. Dylan has made his way past Pab 46, got himself back into 7th. He's now making a move on Scrap Drifter.
Great drive from Dylan today. Just he's kept his head. It would have been so easy for him to have lost his temper early on, but he kept his head about him. Yeah, he'll walk away from this disappointed, but a great drive from Dylan to recover from what happened earlier on.
Yeah, I think so. And just before the race ends, obviously there are prizes in this race. So the winner of the winners, of the winning team get a trophy and some prizes from the sponsors. But there is a little job for you lot as well. You have to pick your favourite driver of the championship. And at the end of the championship, the guy who gets the most votes, he gets prizes as well from the sponsors. So it's up to you lot. CJ and I can give our thoughts, but it is entirely up to you lot to make your votes and who you think should get the prizes for driver of the championship. It doesn't have to be the winner or one of the winning team. It could be the guy who's done best, maybe coming last most of the time and then worked his way up midfield by the end of the sort of season. Who knows? But it's up to you lot. Right, let's just stick with Hiragram then. Coming past TRG Scrabo.
Hiragram, he sort of saw the pace dropping off and just picked it up a little bit that last time out. So yeah, although he's in control, he's in control of what he's doing. He knows what he's up to. So
he's still got 3
seconds to go.
He's still got that 3 seconds. He's just got past TRG Scrabo nice and easily as well. No threat of getting slowed down from that one. So he is pulling tenths in, but this is going to be. There it is. Hiragram gets to do an extra lap. VQS Dawson comes home to take 2nd. Philo is going to bring home 3rd. Potomac Pot is going to come home 4th. Just he's almost out of fuel. Great big handbrake across the line. Does he get across the line? Yes, he does. So he takes 4th. P1 Don comes home 5th. Only 2.2 back at the end of that one. Dylan comes home 6th. 2.4 seconds back. Pav 46 in 7th. Scrap Drifter 8th. Obi-Wan just coming around final turn now for 9th position. Marge coming home in 10th. So unfortunate for Marge, he was doing quite well. 6th position I think he was. And yeah, just had a bit of an incident down in 10th.
That's how close this all is though, isn't it?
It is.
One little mistake and it will pummel you down 5 or 6 places. This is the best of the best for a reason.
Sweaty Keg then. Yeah. Sweaty Keg just finishing off with a handbrake into the wall. So he comes home 11th. CRT Miggins in 12th. Scrabo in 13th. We just wait for Hiragram to finish his extra show-off lap, I'm going to call it. He crossed the line with a point blip of a second to go.
Flashing out lights, he knows he's on stream.
He is, yeah, he does. He's watching.
But a solid drive from Hiragram, really. I know he's not really been troubled for most of it, but we do sometimes underestimate actually how difficult it is leading a race. You haven't got anyone necessarily to benchmark yourself again. You're out there on your own for a lot of the race, and you're constantly wondering what everyone else is going to do, because of course you're not in a position to react to anyone else's strategy.
Right.
You've got to set the pace. So no, congrats where it's due to Hirakram today. Did a great job.
Definitely, yeah. So Hirakram taking the win in round one of the best of the, battle of the groups. I nearly called it the best of the best, but it almost is. So yeah, some great racing from round one of this new championship or league, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm sure it will continue to grow as well, as more and more drivers fancy a bit of this. It might end up being more sim racing groups and more lobbies opening up. Who knows? It might be a single driver if we get 14 sim racing groups involved, single drivers and many lobbies.
Could well be.
Lots and lots of chat. Oh my god, I don't even know if I can keep up with that.
I'm just going to do my hosting thing and get the points ready to be updated.
Okay, let's just have a quick flick through here and see if there's anything that I need to be talking about. Seems like some shout outs, majority of it. A little bit of chat between them. Yeah, Fenton, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It didn't get started. It's obviously this is something we just simply didn't discuss pre-race. To be fair, so to Fenton, obviously there's apologies in there for the fact it missed it, but it just didn't get caught pre-race. We'll have to sort of consider what we do if that happens next time. So is a sort of restart process that we want to implement, but obviously it's a bit too late now to unfortunately do too much about it.
Yeah, I think so. Now maybe lobby host hadn't realised that one of the drivers had not started. I don't know if there was anything or left the room. Maybe they didn't see the. Oh yeah, it does say Scott Fenton left the room, so it would have popped up whether Potter saw it though. But yeah, some good racing tonight.
Potter's obviously entrusted with the hosting side of it. It's hosting something he's done for a while, so it's not like he's new to it.
No. But in the heat of the battle, I suppose at Monza heading down towards turn one, you're concentrating on that rather than a possible driver leaving the room.
100%. So next we go to Brazil.
We do.
Autodromo de Interlagos.
That almost sounded legitimate.
Google Translate, mate, it's a hell of a thing. So yeah, we do that one next week, and then it's Spa the week after, Laguna Seca the week after. That'll be interesting, these cars, and then we finish off with a very wet and windy Red Bull Ring. So
with increased tyre wear on that race, apparently.
There will, because the natural tyre wear on wets is a lot lower, so just to keep it interesting, it gets increased in a wet race. So it'll probably be like a times 10 or a times 12 something. We've not actually tested that yet. That'll be put in.
That will be interesting. Right, let's think about coming to the end of this. So yeah, another shout out to the sponsors. I've lost that page already. I've got too much going on. Look. Come on, where's it gone? There they are. Motorsport Wall Art, Trophy Monster, and MK Designs. Big shout out to those guys for the sponsorship. Appreciated. Big shout out to John Johnson as well from Tanso for setting all this up. He's put it all together and done the sort of bits and bobs. I think one or two of the drivers involved as well, but I wouldn't like to name them because I'll probably get it wrong, so I'm not gonna. But yet looks like this is going to end up being a good series. Like I say, looking to grow as well. Anything from you, CJ? What have you got coming up in the next couple of weeks?
So yeah, I'm busy again now. So we've got the GTT CCCC on Friday nights.
we have.
As you may have seen, we now do the rotating coverage on it, so I'll be covering the good folks of Elite 1 next week. So if you're in Elite 1 and GTTCC, keep your eyes on my channel for videos that will be coming out after that. We're chomping on with the Infinity GT Manufacturers Series as well.
Nice.
So that'll be... We're actually at Monza next week, so Monza will be the next video to be covered. And then, yeah, I'll just be restarting with the Next Gen Megans, which I cover on Thursdays. So we're not there tonight because it's break week.
That's right, mid-season break.
Busy at the minute. Busy at the minute.
So are you... will you be here next Thursday then? If you've got the
Yes,
Megans?
yeah,
Right,
because
okay.
the Megans finish at about 8:45, so
Oh, right, okay.
I'll literally finish that, go and make a cup of tea, come back, and then we'll start this.
Great.
About 6 hours in the rig on Thursdays. It's a long night, but it's worth it. It's good fun.
It is. Right, myself, what have I got coming up? So I'm racing GTTCC tomorrow night, as CJ is, but he also runs the comms, as he said, on a rotor across the lobbies. So go and check those out. It will be a different lobby every week, I think, from CJ. So
Yeah,
but it'll still be good, and I'm sure there'll be links to the other drivers and the other commentators that do it in the leagues as well. I'm not doing any leagues for GTTCC. Not that sounded like that was a bit brutal. Yeah, nothing. Me and MRC are fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just I'm so busy that Big Boss Man Sausage Fingers decided he would not ask me because he knows I'm jam-packed at the minute. So that's tomorrow night. Again, I'm not streaming that one, not after last week's effort, which we're not going to talk about. I'm not even going to go there. I'll just say last is all I'm going to say. I may as well have quit the race. Anyway, that's enough of that. So back Monday for the new mini league, which is the Tanso Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. We won't get into that. Tuesday off. Oh, I've not even mentioned Sunday. N300s, round 9. Flipping out, I've missed that. Can't forget the P1 boys. N300s, yeah, that's been a really good league. Have you raced in that, CJ? Did you do a round in that?
no, I'd been jumping in the Mustang League with the
Yes,
P1 lads.
yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
filled for a couple of the races with them. Good fun actually. So
Yeah.
just happened to have a little bit of free time. So appreciate the P1 lads for letting me jump in on that. But no, I've not done the N300 stuff. I've watched some of your streams though. It does look quite fun.
Yeah, it is. So that's the 90s Classics on Sunday at 9 o'clock. P1 boys, team versus team, but it is in-house team versus team, so it's all P1 boys, but they've just set themselves up in little teams. Monday night, like I say, for the new Tanso Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Wednesday night for the MRC. This is getting a mouthful, and it's getting very tense right now. It's the MRC Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. It's the same league I was commentating over before. It's just changed name and location. Alright, it's the same thing. That's all I'm saying about it. And then we're back next week for round 2 of this. From, as CJ says in his amazing Mexican voice, Interlagos.
Gringo.
Interlagos.
Gringo. Yeah, right, I'll run away and do the points, so I'll make sure that you've got access to the points spreadsheet, which I'll keep all the info on as well. So if ever there's any updates or anything like that, it's all on there, so you can access it at any time.
Right.
And yeah, obviously the points will just be the results of this race.
Yeah, there's no need to
there
read
may
them out.
obviously be, yeah, well there might be incident reviews during the week. So there may obviously be penalties applied. I'll obviously put a post out if there are any penalties, the reason why and stuff like that, but that'll be for the drivers to see in like a little driver's briefing we do. But yeah, Smoker, thank you very much, mate, for getting involved in doing the comms. Professional,
No problem,
brilliant job as always. I know the guys really appreciate it.
No problem at all,
yeah,
mate.
thank you for everyone tuning in.
Yeah, well, thank you for sitting in as well, mate. It's always good to have you on air.
Perfect. Right, I'll bounce off. I'll get the points spreadsheet updated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, CJ. Right, so other than that, that's pretty much going to be it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. You know what's coming. If you've watched before, you know what's coming. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums, my name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.